Good evening, everyone. Welcome back and welcome to the grand finals of Well 7. My name's Lendoth.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm MadDante. We cannot wait for it. So this is the big grand finals. It has been a hell of a season so far, and it's going to be a hell of a finale to get us started. Lendoth, how are we looking for this? Because it has been built up to quite a David Goliath match that we'll be getting into.
We're looking very, very good. Today we've got the Pirates versus the Puffins, and now if you do remember correctly, the Puffins had an extraordinary 2-10 comeback against the last former Well champions, the Pit Ponies, and it was really, really good to see. It was 2-10, they were 2-10 down on Lotus, and they just came back and managed to take it through into and out of OT, and it was just such a spectacular game to watch.
Yeah, no, if you haven't seen that game, I mean, spoilers obviously, but even with that, it was still an incredible series to see. So now we'll be jumping in Puffins and the Pirates. The map bans and everything have already been done, but just to give you an idea of like how excited and why I am already very excited, the Puffins and Pirates have taken a prestigious title for the WEL, I believe, over every season thus far. And Lendoth, what is that title that this specific matchup has acquired?
The specific title, well, I mean, El Clasico, I suppose, is quite a normal matchup. You know, it's always Puffins and Pirates, and you know, if you know, normally you get Pirates with some Puffins, but this time, you know, they're against each other, battling it out. But I don't know if that's the title you were thinking of, but what title you were thinking?
Well,
of?
I was thinking of, because I believe, unless maybe it was the Ponies, I could be mistaken, for the longest set that WEL has ever seen.
Of course, it was the Ponies.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Oh no, it was the Puffins and Pirates. Of course, no, it was the
yeah.
longest stamina. Yeah, it was the 1917 on bind, and MadDante, would you like to tell us what the map bans are going to be?
So, funnily enough, our first map going into it, our first pick is going to be Bind. So, ladies and gentlemen, get comfortable because we may already be starting off with quite the tug of war jumping in. Let me just get the rest of them up to go. So, Puffins have banned Haven, Pirates split, Puffins Fracture, Pirates then banned Pearl. So because we will be doing, of course, the first two, or the best of three, first to two, we will be doing the last three maps in the rotation. So Bind, as we can see, Pirates have picked Lotus, and then finally Abyss, Pirates starting on attack. The teams are ready to go, and we are already getting these comps lined up and started off. And any thoughts so far?
I mean, to be fair, shocked that Chazza is on ISO. We saw him, you know, just dismember the tribal. Not tribal. I believe it was the Red Kites. We saw him dismember the Red Kites with this ISO pick, and I can't say I wasn't surprised to see him in the grand finals because it's just, you know, Chazza and ISO. It just makes sense, you know, to put two and two in together. But you know, this is looking like the exact same comp that they played when they went up against the Pit Ponies on that bind map, and they had a really good showing. But the biggest problem that I, you know, said all the time is this A0 fella. He's so aggressive. Now, something I do actually want to point out is LP Kettle last season was actually on a team with Chewy, and then something's happened. So this is, you know, the story maker for this to have the former teammate go against the actual team in the grand final to see, you know, did he really need them all along is actually such a stupendous story, and I'm actually quite excited to see it.
That's the thing, like, very wildly, like, of course, you know, the Ponies upset, just kind of bringing that up, you know, last week. There's a lot of... Basically, every outcome had a phenomenal story behind it. As you said, either we've got the teammates, the former teammates going against each other now, or you would have had the usual kind of, you know, the Ponies maybe trying to come out. So there's a lot of things that would have led to phenomenal storylines, and this is the story that will be told. So everyone is here to play for this. There's going to be no prisoners, no shenanigans, no jokes or anything. I think everyone is here to win this and to take home the glory. We will probably be here for a little while. If anyone has done a specific amount of homework, maybe we will actually see a bit more of a one-sided matchup, just depending if anyone has studied.
Yeah, to be honest, and now going straight into this, we have, you know, just writing it down now, we also have a really good set of things, and I want to try and keep count with how many first bloods, and that's the first one that's going to go down into the side of the Pirates, and it doesn't even look like going to slow down. Whizzing just gets three of them down. It seems that, you know, they made the right substitution when they moved Porridge and Whizzing to be fair, you know, Porridge. You know, I'm sure this guy's watching right now. You know, love the guy, but yeah, Whizzing's Whizzing. However, the plan goes down in the first round, instantly goes down, and I just had to write down the first blood. So we've got the first blood going into the side of the Pirates in this map, and we'll see, you know, how it goes. And the Pirates, if they can keep that momentum going, and it's quite a weird thing why I'm writing down these first bloods, but if we can just keep that momentum going and actually bring it in to understand, you know, because I like to see it as like a, you know, like a, I guess it should have been a first round thing, but how they're actually, you know, coming into the maps, coming with the confidence. Do they look less confident? Do they as confident? It's just kind of like analyzing how that team looks mentally and performance wise.
Yeah, exactly, and how they're going to capitalize off of that. Of course, I mean, yeah, just bring it up. I mean, Wizzy, just we have seen, you know, the Puffins do that defensive push through the smoke. It's absolutely been identified as such, and we did just see, you know, that absolutely get shot down, which was incredible stuff to see. We do see this push come onto Lamps. Yeah, Ilja immediately going to be falling. Kettle picks up Chewy because of it. Rascal, at the very least, trying to keep this shower control, will be doing something, but has been made vulnerable. And yeah, again, the power of ISO. Whenever you can take that first bullet to the face with no concerns or issues, it is very terrifying, especially if you're against the Sheriff. So with that 2 versus 4 retake now, the econ's there for the Pirates, the positioning's there for them. Puffins are going to struggle with this.
Puffins are going to struggle with this now, but 2v4 at this retake, and they've been very patient. You know, Puffins know that they're probably going to push out and get more kills since they want ecos. It's the grand final, and A0 punishing LP Vexel. Vexel, for some reason, you know, just going out there, and Kettle is coming close to trade, takes down Destexy, and now Kettle pushing it up. A0 has 12 HP, but will he take down Kettle? No, switches to the Ghost, and that's the second round. And quite a costly round if you think about it for the Pirates, so that's quite good for the Puffins. However, they were just going to try and die to the bomb, but it looks like Vexel does want to try and get his ult online as soon as possible, but that's not even going to be needed now, as the, you know, the team is still going to be buying. We have 3 Vandals online from the side of the Pirates, and now we have a full buy, but light shields and light armor for the side of the Puffins. So it's quite a scary round when you think about it, but economy-wise, with 2 away from Wizzing's ult and the eco, still good, so the Pirates can take this risk and can go somewhere. This is a, you know, huge round, and a very possibly a good conversion if the Pirates can get it.
Yeah, exactly, and the Pirates are going to want to run away with this. You don't want to be giving the Puffins any kind of foothold. They've especially, you know, been successful with it. We do see the amount of space being taken control of. The Puffins do not want this shower being lost at all. They do not want the ult orbs as well going towards the Pirates, because that's just a lot of extra utility. We've seen what Chazza can do with the deathmatch arena, so very much something you want to prevent the ISO from getting. Bjorn, though, beautiful conversion onto that Lamps push, will be getting a 0. That's the smokes down. Following up, actually, more happy just to take the Yoru clone and just walk through the smoke. Rascal trying to hide in the corner. Vexel, Ferrari swinging at 30 miles an hour to bring that down. And again, we do just see Destexy and Wizzing kind of stuck on this retake here. Chaz is swinging for charge. That's a beautiful shot. You got to do that 4 more times. And now, unfortunately, 1 versus 4 for the side of Destexy. Some shots have been there. And he is ready for Bjorn coming through. There's no flash from Bjorn. Bjorn just does fall because of it, and all of a sudden 1 versus 3. It's getting it's getting more and more likely, but surely still a hill to climb.
You know, to be fair, if they can get that 3-0 onto the board, the Puffins are going to be in big trouble. And you don't want to give them that momentum. In my opinion, I'd say this is a very easy defender-sided map. You know, if they take showers or if they take long, you need to take that shower space. And you need to hold that shower space, because then the retake capability is just way too easy if you know on the side. But this DXE is going to do the right thing and is going to save, but as Wizzing and Vexel looking for the hunt, but isn't going to find anything, and he's just going to stay put and, you know, not even, you know, go for it. And that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
He's going to tend to his garden, make sure the flowers and everything are all grown, watered, fed and healthy. But yeah, speaking of fed and healthy, the rest of his team looking a little bit more struggling with that economic disadvantage. Mostly Sheriff's light shields coming in. We do see a stinger from Chewy, but really that's all you're going to get. And we will likely see, we are already seeing it, that more aggressive defense stack from the Puffins, but the Pirates do at the very least seem to have it figured out. Maybe it was just due to the pistol round. I mean, Wizzing has been a demon on the Ghost, but you know, can they live up to that with the Phantom as well? Very aggressive push. There's going to be no ult orb for you. The Skydog already goes through. Bjorn flashes himself through, actually trying to be very aggressive with the swing. The flashes are coming through. Chaz actually is first to fall. No one can see anything that's going on, but Kettle and Wizzing are going to follow it up. Wizzing again tearing up with that Phantom, Kettle following it through, and meanwhile, over on that A site, there's 1 survivor left to tell this tale.
And it's Chewy, he's just chilling, you know, grabbing his orb, seeing what he can do, but he's probably just going to run it down and die to the spike. But it looked like Chewy did end up buying to this round. He has a stinger, and that's you know, the stingers aren't 950 or 850 anymore. You know, they actually got, a long time ago now, we're talking about months ago, but they got increased into that 1100 range, and, you know, it's pretty costly when you think about it, and, you know, it's unfortunate. It's just a great trip. Couldn't be jumped, but you know, they have the info that Kettle's going to come and try and, you know, reclaim, get his revenge as he is, you know, as so tall, but he isn't expecting to swing from this side. Oh no, he has great timing from Kettle, but, you know, Chewy was going to, you know, let him get a little strafes in, but Kettle was to put him down. And 4 on the board now for the Pirates, and shooting the body. Kettle, he's here to play, he's hyped up, and he's getting this, and he's 7-0 against his former team right now. That is crazy.
I mean, Kettle so far, those shots haven't really missed. The Trailblazer and everything has been phenomenal. The usage has been there. The follow-up behind it, we have been seeing Bjorn even on 2 and 2. You would maybe think, okay, the Yoru's needing to get the frags, but Bjorn has basically been behind the Trailblazer or behind Chazza this entire time. Again, just benefiting the space, using those flashes incredibly well. So no real notes or anything there. Alts, as you'd mentioned, Lendoth, are going to be starting to come online. The Neural Theft, first of all, it's going to be the first thing. 3 members still set up towards that garden area. The stun's going to be there, and Chazza, beautiful shot, brings Destex down as well. Tries to bring that last member into Ilya under the deathmatch arena. Not going to catch them, unfortunately for him, but that basically clears up the entire site of B for free. Lamps is already cleared out, or sorry, Hookah already cleared out as well by Chewy in that backline, and now, or sorry, not Chewy. Whizzing, and now we just get comfortable.
Smite Phantom there, you know, probably a good purchase if you have had your night market. Acero has just found Whizzing out of nowhere, and wow, a flanking Brimstone. All of these guys are current 1v1s, and the timing Ilya has is beautiful, but Vexel is quick to flick, and Bjorn, nicely done by Chazza to throw that weakness there, and the vulnerable, which will punish and take him down, and Acero he's going to have to save. There's no way he goes for this, and he still has 2 of his smokes on, which is, you know, a bit worrying from a smokes player, but it's okay. It's, you know, time's running low. It's going to save the Vandal, but, you know, that's 5 on the board, and we're going to see a timeout from the Perfins. We have to. The momentum the Pirates are building coming into this grand final is just too strong.
It's absolutely terrifying. Now, to be fair, a little bit of defense, of course, you know, for anyone that is a bit unfamiliar with how the controllers and such do work. Brim's little iPad does not cover the full map, but I believe Acero had been more set up towards that A site initially, so unfortunately just doesn't get the ability to kind of cut off any angles or fights with the smokes, because by the time he'd gotten that information, unfortunately most of the Puffins had already passed on to the next life, just due to that a very aggressive garden hold that we're seeing again. This is to be honest, Puffins, I think you should kind of take the hint that the Pirates have you read on this and probably just try and play it a little bit more differently. You know, you've got that Cypher from Chewy, maybe just have the setup on the B site and then just let the Pirates run into you. You are in defense after all.
Yeah, this buy though is really, you know, they have to be on an eco, surely. You know, I'm seeing Phantoms and Sheriffs. This is, it doesn't look like they're, Axel taking the Stexy down, and the first blood is going to go for side of the Pirates. I'm wondering what's going on in the VC of these Puffins now. They all have light shields and low armor, but they're still buying into this anyway. And Pirates are just steamrolling, and now the smokes are going to go down.
Smokes are down. Yeah, the Neural Theft comes through with that. The teleport as there. The A site's basically clear. 1 member in the fact of Chewy. Whizzing trying to be sneaky. Finding Ilya, actually tapping him through the smoke. Not enough to get a frag. But Chewy just trying to play this now as patiently as possible. Are we going to see a wrap right back around to the B site? Yes, that's actually incredibly well played. Kettle comes through on that late lurk from Showers. Picks up Chewy for free. Meanwhile, Chazza and Whizzing just sitting there. B-site for free already taken. Vexel and Co able just to rotate back around. The satchels are going to come through, or sorry, what are they called again? The mollies from
there you go.
Tejo
the Salvadors, or yeah, no, I don't know. I just say Tejo's mollying me.
Salvos, Salvo, yes,
Salvos,
I think it's the Salvos. That's what the Salvos come through, but not really enough to kind of kill time. And again, there's always one member of the Puffins seeming to be stuck in the showers, just trying to tell the tale.
I don't know why I said Salvador like the country, but
Salvador's, yeah, the Salvador's. That's fancy.
Country or city? I have no idea, but Salvos is the correct term.
Geography, I suck at geography really badly. The only geography I know is map callouts in Valorant. That's all I got.
That's pretty good geography. Yeah, that's all you need to be a Valorant caster, to be fair. All I know is Ray says you can't take the girl out of Salvador, but you can take the girl out of Salvador. But wait, and then, you know. So I'm assuming it's probably it's where she's from, but it's not country. But hey, you know, good. There's a reason why we're not geographers, or you know, I'm not working on the Atlas. At least I hope I'm not. But hey,
I haven't been made aware.
When the Valorant comes out, though, when the Valorant one comes out,
yeah, when the Valorant Atlas
me and
comes
MadDante
out,
will be on that.
Yeah, well, we've got 15 maps and they're all in the map pool because Riot, put in a pick ban eventually. It might happen in the next 3 years, who knows. But jumping back to the game very quickly, I mean, to be honest, at the moment there isn't really much to be said. The Pirates have found their momentum, they've found their footing. This fight for B has been really, really aggressive from the Puffins and the Pirates, but the Pirates just really seem to have it down. There doesn't really seem to be any space that can be gathered. We see, yep, again, just that stim coming through. See Chazza come through. okay, the salvo is going to come through at the very least to prevent the Pirates initially pushing through. Does buy the Puffins a bit more time. We do see Bjorn just sitting towards that A site there. Looks like Chewy might be swinging into him just a moment. We'll have to wait and see, as there's actually going to be, for once, a disengage. The Puffins have finally held the B site, and Wizzing falls for it. That is incredible for the Puffins. That is an excellent start.
But now is actually the first round where I think the Puffins have actually finally found that first blood, and Kettle is going to be using that, but Chewy has an operator, and the smokes from Bexel is just not gonna, not gonna shoot down, but it's okay because the operator is going to be out of the game for now. But this is the first round where we've actually seen a 5-3 lead in ban count, but they still have Kettle, they still have Chazza, they still have Bjorn. And it doesn't even look like it's going to happen. Kettle is going to take it down, and Chazza a 1v5. It's hit this in the grand final would be crazy. And we've seen him. He's very capable. His aim has always been nice. Taps coming away for A0, and that's going to be the flawless round. If you're going to get around, a flawless one's what you need. And finally, the momentum of the Pirates has been slowed down, and Chewy is going to keep the operator. And they're actually, there's no timeouts needed, and full buys every round. It's just unfortunate. The smokes really just, the smoke to not cover heaven just costing them around there. And, Chewy was there to get 2 with the op.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing now, maybe, the Puffins had been really struggling in that initial, but this could have all been genuine conditioning. The Puffins have very much been this matchup before. They know how the Pirates are going to play. So we did see, as you'd mentioned, Lendoth, that, the smokes came down. Chewy just found the gap in it and just started popping away with the op. There was no concerns there. The Pirates are now going to have to adjust to that operator. We're going to have to see Bjorn and Kettle really kind of making work with those flashes a little bit more. Not as much just clean, like, pure aggression, but a bit more patience just to make sure that you're not walking into Chewy's sites. We do actually see, speaking of, Chewy has rotated towards that B site, everyone else now towards this A site. We see the extra dimensional drift coming through. Bjorn trying to get that shorty shot. It's not going to work, actually. Ilya being bailed out by A0, and that's your entry dead and gone already. The Puffins might be able to get this momentum started.
The momentum's coming through, and the Wizzing has just been just missed, and now they're all running away, and first blood now. Bjorn is going to get punished, but Ilya is still 1 HP, and Kettle hiding from this raise rocket. She's but never mind, Rascal put the rocket away, but Rascal still good, taking down Kettle, but Wizzing is just snuck up on that A site, and I don't think they even expect a hint of this. Tags coming through, shot through the smoke from Chewy. No shield now for Chazza, but Wizzing takes 1 down. A0, will Rascal join A0? Wizzing, really good look. Now the timing is down, but the bomb has been planted, but Wizzing manages to get 2 and is going to TP, and now a 3v3 for what was meant to be a Puffins round. This is a beautiful round from Wizzing.
No, it really is. Vexel trying to turn the flash from Destexy, not going to find it. At least Wizzing through the smoke does find Ilya. The shots from Chazza, that's probably the weakest shooting we've seen thus far. The right clicks, the jumping from Chewy to try and find something. It's not going to be enough. And yeah, you want to talk about an MVP, at least for that round. Wizzing cleaning up that A site only to jump back in to join the rest of his team in B. Phenomenal play.
The phenomenal play is there, and to be honest, the punishment as well. Like Wizzing just he managed to just slip by. Dystexy had no idea he was in that corner, and all he had to do was just tag that wolf. There you go, bomb. And now he has 2 kills. A0, Rascal instantly punished. They did a really good job of clearing and taking that space and pushing them towards that B site, pushing them in towards the Cypher trips. But unfortunately, Wizzing he just started shooting and took 3 of them down. And now I don't even know what we're watching now. But this is a good round, and the momentum could start climbing back if you're the Pirates.
Exactly. Again, you do have to deal with Chazza. There's currently no deathmatch arena online just yet, and this double tap is halfway through already.
It's you and me.
What was that?
Here we go.
Let's go. Just gonna let it here. Oh, the shield gets popped, but Chazza just finds the follow-up shot onto Dystexy as well. Meanwhile, Chewy is gonna fall to Wizzing. The Cypher Jewel is gonna get caught out. Bjorn giving himself away, but the paint shell's not gonna really find their mark. The Molly instead coming through to buy the Pirates a bit more time. Wizzing absolutely ready for that TP from A0. Kettle similarly so, and the movement from Bjorn, oh my days, looking a bit more like Neon with a teleport there. Fancy schmoves indeed.
I mean, I said what I was meant to say is you said that the one away from that isowall, and I just went okay, and there you go, instantly at the isowall. I thought you would be like, never mind, he's got an isowall, but no, that's not the deathmatch arena was called, and Chazza did manage to open up and get that first pick, but whoops a daisy for a little bit of miscommunication with the side of casters. But hey, it was only the grand finals. We don't need to be picture perfect. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely not. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you do see that come through. I mean, Chazza has basically been nothing short of you know, pixel perfect and picture perfect on all of these engagements, really. There was a little bit of struggling on that, on top of the tube against Chewy, and actually the right clicks did nearly come through. The rest of it, though, has been so damn clean. Chewy trying to get any information, any follow-up with that classic, not going to be enough as Chazza brings him down. Ace0 and co are going to be trying to actually cause quite a bit of a headache in this flank, which has been a bit more different. So we've normally seen the Pirates kind of take the Puffins on in this B site hold. Now the Puffins have pushed all the way through and do get the initial damage on the Kettle. Bird's going to come through, the paint shells as well, but Whizzing finds Ace0 in the back. Rascal, though, beautiful transition shot onto the members of the Pirates. But again, we are seeing so much good rotation and so much flank. Watch, Bjorn brings down to Sexy, and we should see this flank just take down the rest of the Puffins.
And there you go, Whizzing is good for 2. Did you see the coordination, the communication that Kettle and Whizzing had there? That was superbly cool. You know, they broke both of those trips, and obviously those 2 players were meant to be a diversion for Ace0 to come in late, but Whizzing just told Cal, yo, can you come back and watch this? I have a sneaky suspicion one's coming towards Shower's side, and that's exactly, and Ace0 did not expect him to be holding that. Very nicely done, and very good, you know, very good communication. These little things you can see on the mini-map, but you just can't really, you know, grasp it without being in that team comp, but you can definitely tell that was the call. But Ilya is having such a rough start to the series, going 0-9, and the only round where she hasn't died is the round where the Puffins have won. But, you know, we're still climbing, we're still going, has a good amount of time and has an second half to come through. But there we go, that Vexel smoke to stop the operator from Chewy. Just like that, you know, nicely punished. And LP Vexel is going to get the plant now, and it's going to be post-plant 5v5 for the side of the Pirates.
Oh yeah, and the salvos are coming through just to try and buy any space. Not really going to find too much, unfortunately. The vulnerable broken down Rascal a little bit. We do see the ult come through. Armageddon has fallen. Chazza trying to step away from it. Destexi actually finding Whizzing, though, in that backline, trying to keep the Shard's control. It doesn't really matter when Chazza's just picking up 4. Destexi's going to shut him down. No ace for you, Chazza. You're not allowed it again. Flicks back into the bird. Unfortunate. That's what you like to see if you're going to be using the guiding light. You want to be tricking the skies into 180ing, flashing themselves on your bird. That's exactly what's happening. The Pirates, off the back of a beautiful 4K from Chazza, just steamroll to bring us into this 12th round.
To be honest, 11-1 on the first map of a grand finals is not what you're going to want for a mental-wise, but, you know, obviously they're going to have a time to break, and you're going to have that 45 seconds at the end of the half to, you know, coming back into this, but we've seen them at a 210, so we know that they're not completely out, and I think that 210's the best comeback we've seen in well, and that was made by this 5-man roster, so if we can, you know, we can possibly see them getting into the mix of things and getting into that group, but Chazza and Whizzing both sat at a 14-4 each, and it's just very dangerous right now for Chazza. Another deathmatch arena, but Kettle does need to move. The salvo's coming in. Someone has called it, but the ult has been grabbed, and I don't know who Chazza grabbed, but it looks like we're seeing a 1v1 between... Oh, Ilya. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's rough whenever you're having a bit of a rough one like that, and then you get pulled into what is essentially just whoever is the better duelist, and you have to land an extra shot. It's really stacked against you. Jumping into what's probably going to be that 11-1 now, we will have to see this swing coming through from Chazza. Finally at least shut down, though. Rascal's not going to let you walk away with 2 for 1 there. We do see the dimensional drift to the Yoru from Bjorn, just kind of sitting there trying to tag out. They've no Chewy sitting there with a judge. Oh. My shotgun's better than yours, though. Leave me the hell alone, Chewy says. And in fact, the man advantage looking there for the Puffins. The show can be stopped. Vexel's getting tagged by that camera as well. They do know at least where one of the members are. They just have to work out where that Sky player is. The swing comes through. Chewy not finding the shots initially, but oh my days, decides to find them in the end. The showstopper not necessary to bring us in, as you said, Lendoth. 10-2.
10-2, but 0 kills from Ilya that entire half. You know, you gotta look, to be fair though, very impactful in those last 2 rounds. Salvador's and stuff having to move, so it's not always about the KDA, especially depending on what the role that he had. But if, you know, if Rascal had a lot of deaths, I think Rascal's got little deaths. To be fair, in my opinion, the best way to play a duel is how has he got the least deaths on the team? He's on Raze, you know, trying to get. You know, I mean, it is also defense, but you know, Chazza as well, also the most deaths on the team. I feel like with duelists, you just kind of have to throw yourself onto site and create that space, and I've seen Bjorn and Chazza doing that wonderfully. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. We can see how this goes, but let's just hope that they come back, because we've seen this before. They've just got to get that mental up and they see if they can do it, but the buy's looking quite strong. We have Whizzing and Kettle on that B site, and you know, in my experience with Kettle's very good at holding that long, but you know, Chewy did send a message to Kettle, but when just whips out the classic and takes him down, and you know, it's looking pretty beefy.
Yeah, there's no real concerns here. Vexel sitting there in the smoke with the frenzy. That's what you like to see. Will only be good for one though. Whizzing trying to push up and getting punished. And what I do want to talk about this composition now, we do see Kettle trying to sit there, but this rotate, this information's actually really solidly played. We do see Chazza not fully believing that it's the B push, and we do see the teammates now respawn back. Shot's not going to be good from Chazza, but they have the information now that's coming through. All the damage though going into Chazza. Bjorn trying his best to keep this attack in space. Actually just going to swing into Stexy off the back of the flash. But the flash isn't quite there the way you would like it. It's very good. In fact, Chewy and Rascal are able to pick up 2 because of it. Chazza 31 HP needs to try and find, but no shield, no nothing. Turns the bird, but there's no swing off of it. 2 members for the Puffins, not too much HP, but you've got Ilya sitting in that backline with all the health to work with. Going to be very difficult for Chazza to find anything.
Ooh, that was really doable. Rascal managed to stray down and take it down, and that's the pistol round going to the side of the Puffins. So, you know, pistols now, we've had 2 pistols and they're both 1-1 on the side, which is really good, but I mean, Ilya, really good, you know, nicely to fall back there and play the salvos and just have those 2 play 2v1, which is really nicely done. And Chewy's walk up into halls was just really nicely done. I mean, lamps or U-haul, whatever you want to call it, multiple names. I like to call it lamps. I don't know why I call it halls. I never call it halls. But, you know, Chewy's walk into walls is just looking really good. You know, managing to take down Bjorn in that backside with that ghost. But if we're looking now at the score, we have Chazza going 18-6 on that ISO. And this isn't the first time we've seen him have a high game on ISO, even on bind.
Yeah, exactly. That's terrifying to kind of go against. But the Puffins do not seem to be just completely concerned or just out of it just yet. It will depend on how this swing goes. We see the majority of the Puffins just stacking towards that fountain side, you know, waiting to see if the Pirates try and do a similar push to them. We're not going to see it yet, and this timing's going to be so important for Acero. Swings through, the right clicks aren't going to be there, and just Stexy instead bailing him out, drops Whizzing and Kettle. So that's basically every, you know, piece of utility that is defensive. You know, the Cypher's all gone, but Puffins have actually read this beautifully. They've got those frags and then decided to walk to A.
Yeah, this is a very nice call from Chewy. You know, or Ace here, I've heard 2 people, 2 of them might be the IGL. I still have no idea who the IGL is. But, you know, get those 2 and, you know, causing them to rotate, it's really nicely done. But, you know, Vexel has to call back. He's told the team, guys, come back. You know, they're planted, but they've smoked off backside. And look at all that space they have to take, especially with this low buy of Sheriffs and Classics that the Pirates have. Very nicely done. The space taken, really good. But now let's just see if they can hold it.
Yeah, exactly. And Rascal so far able to do it. Ready for the swing from heaven as well. Chewy actually fighting. Was that 1 shot for 2? I believe it was. The Outlaw has just dropped 2 members of the Pirates. Yes, in fact, it was. So this is now where we kind of have to talk about the composition a little bit for the Pirates. Of course, they did really well on attack. We've seen that. But they did kind of stack a bit more towards the attack. They do have the Yoru and the ISO. That's very aggressive. That's very, you know, trying your best to create as much of a headache for your opponents as possible. Meanwhile, the Puffins are going for a little bit slower pace. They've got the Raze, but they've opted for the Tejo instead of another Duelist. So that double initiator setup might actually be what the Puffins need on this attacking side, because once the Pirates utilize their flashes and things like that, they basically do run out. Chaz's body armor's been popped. Basically, the swing is going to come through. Runs out of bullets because of it. Bjorn, at the very least, is going to be enough from that lamp swing, but is half HP. Paint Shell's going to come through from Rascal. The flash is very good. It's going to stop that swing off the flash, but at the very, it's not actually, never mind. Hush my mouth, Bjorn's going to still swing through. Trade with the Paint Shells due to it, and the Trailblazer not being sacrificed just yet. True, trying his best to hide in the cage. 1 versus 3. This is a tall order.
As a Phantom, 9 bullets, if he reloads, is going to, you know, they make his presence known. They know he's still in lamp, so they're just holding it. Nicely done it together, and Vexel is going to put it down, and that's a really good round from Vexel. Not lots of good kills, and I believe that's the 3K. Unfortunately, the overlay is covering it, but it looked like a 3K from Vexel, and that's 11 now. The Puffins, if they converted that round, the comeback was really on, but unfortunately, you know, for the Puffins, they didn't manage to convert, and it just, Vexel just turned up the heat and managed to get, you know, a whole 3 of them and just punished, and really nicely done, well played. But Ilya still yet to get a kill on the board, but, you know, if you're in Twitch chat now, you got to send your hope, because I can't imagine how they're feeling right now.
It must be a little bit of a concern, and the fact, you know, building back on it, because Lendoth, you're always the one, there's been no timeouts burnt just yet as well, and I mean, you're kind of facing the end of your tether here if you are the Puffins. We do see the guiding light come through that that TP towards the showers to gain a little bit of information that will have hit Chewy, of course, in towards that showers direction. But Chewy basically able to take this for free. The Pirates have given quite a lot of space to for the Puffins to get. Ace0 trying to get that fake plant and then getting away with all the util. Spike still not planted, and Bjorn has actually managed to get that frag onto Lamps, which is massive. Meanwhile, we do see the push coming through the Puffins is actually going to be more committed towards this B site, and they are going to get the space, but look at how fast that rotate's been for the Pirates.
And Rascal is going to punish Vexel as the rotating. The smokes are gone now, but it looks like they're just going to tap the spike and TP. But Chazza finds Chewy and now still committing to the TP, even though you've noticed they've made the presence clear. They know, they've killed one, but they haven't killed, Chazza still haven't killed one, not the other, but, here comes everyone else. And it seems that there's still, Kettle taking out the Stexy, and they're all just split up. What is going on? It's I said it a lot last week. Like, 1 week, a weird play played well is better than no play at all. That's what I like to say.
Oh my days! And speaking of weird play. Oh, the rocket isn't going to find Wizzing. Rascal having no clue that Wizzing is actually there. The paint shell's doing a teeny bit of damage. And now both members of the Puffins still alive. Ace0 on that full health with the regen shield. That angle is beautiful. One tap is all that's needed to drop Wizzing. And they've still got a bit of a climb to do. But you know what? They can afford to maybe give up one more round. They are likely, agreeing to play towards OT at this stage rather than, try and get this all the way back. But as you said, Lendoth, Puffins have managed to do a 10-2 comeback before. So they did bring it to overtime last time, so maybe they'll try and avoid that and just bring this all the way. But Chazza is going to inform one member of the Puffins that it's them and him, and so far he's been having a very high success rate when that's the case.
Yeah, even the high success rate, we've seen these guys, they're much, very, oh, Bjorn's just insta-tagged by the Sky ult there, but, instantly just going to run back and seeing all 5 of them. They know it's all 5. I wonder what the call is here, and Wizzing is just going to wallbang Ace0 for the wall, and here comes Bjorn with a shorty. Chazza as well, another Guardian, and this is not looking, really well. You win that ball by round, but, the money going low, and Ilya finds the first kill of the game. Ilya will take down Wizzing, and, back on the board, and that flash through the spawn to take down Bjorn is really good, and they're just going to make a dash. They are going to run for that ace base because they know it's all gone. But, not everyone's going to rotate. They're still going to keep someone there. They still have Vexel and Kettle playing it just in case. I believe it's only... Okay, I don't know why I've just seen a last person. It's only those 2 left. But no, they're just going to play it together, playing it well. And that is a great round. I have no idea where I saw that person. Oh, my God.
You're imagining a 6th man just to, really help out the Pirates are struggling. Both little drones are going to kind of go past each other. Not find very much in either way. That Tato scan not going to get much, and the Trailblazer neither. Spike still just ticking down now. Cypher Cam is going to get spotted, of course, by Vexel. It's all going to come down to how Ilya gets this hold. We've seen them struggling. That's enough, to be honest. Puts Vexel down to just only 2 HP. There is the orbital strike online for Vexel, but let's face it, when you've got one member in Chewy and Showers, and of course, we already see, the Sky towards that short. We do see Vexel just trying to hold it. He is trying to, at the very least, kill enough time that maybe the Puffins die towards the spike, but it looks like they're both going to get out with their guns in tow. So, incredible stuff from the Puffins, and they really are not letting this go without a fight.
No, not at all. And this is, this is the resilient Puffins that we see. And, Ilya there going 2-14 now, getting the 2 kills. And, the 2 kills that he got was so huge that round. Took down Wizzing as well. Wizzing was just causing a tear. And this is what I mean by KD. I mentioned, like, going 0-13, but I want to try and, engrave to the people that sometimes you could just have 2 extremely good 1v1s, right? Would you rather have some guy going 19-15, but only got those kills when, they were saving their weapon? Or would you rather have the guy going 6-14 and won 6 1v1s to win the round?
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing, like, frags are, of course, very, 99% of the time they are pivotal, but every once in a while, like, a great example right now, the Pirates have the econ advantage, at least, working off decently. So if the Puffins do manage to get like a kill or something as like a concessionary kill, you're not going to deal with it. But here we go, it's you and me, it's Rascal and Chazza, and of course Chazza continuing that domination. I don't think is yet to lose a fight on the deathmatch arena. Meanwhile though, towards this Showers push, it's both Cyphers meeting up and it's Wizzing taking the fight against Chewy. Gonna drop the neural theft on. With that information, now knows the remaining 3 members of the Puffins are towards this B site. Bjorn's got the flashes ready. The swing comes through from Kettle and him. Ace0 having no chance at dodging that. Stexy trying to do something really flashy. Pardon the pun, that was not intentional, but not able to get out just yet. Meeting up with Ilya, but the spike's all the way towards that main. 40 seconds left. It's going to be tough.
It's definitely going to be tough. And you were talking about Chazza not losing a single deathmatch arena. I think that's what I've heard correctly. We've only seen him lose one. We've seen him lose one deathmatch arena this entire tournament. His success rate in those arenas are so strong. And the only one he lost it to was, Big Alfie Lad. And that that was such a good stream. I love that game so much. We built the hype, a bit of storytelling, and the only one he loses is the one that we just kind of did it. But Whizzing now, new player on the board, taking down Ilya, and Distexy is going to be alone. 10 seconds left, no bomb. They know where the bomb is. Distexy is just going to have to chill, and Chazza's just bouncing away, having a good time on that backside. And this is going to be match point and map point for the Pirates.
Yeah, no, the trampoline has just been installed under the backside of B there, just behind Tube, and yeah, Chaz is absolutely getting the value out of it. We do see a decent bit of utility online for the Puffins. I mean, you've got Armageddon, you've got the Orbital Strike. Unfortunately, you've got 2 out of 8, 2 out of 8, and 2 out of 7, so we're likely, unless something incredible happens, not going to see any other ultimates. The only thing really coming online though, Kettle is soon to be on for the Cabbages, or the Seekers as they're actually called, but they are just...
No, we call them Cabbage.
But yeah, cabbages. I mean, they are just big cabbages.
Cabbages, broccolis, leeks.
Any of your kind of green vegetables will do. And speaking of green vegetable, Chazza is just running through. He's been eating his greens. He has confidence, but he will get punished for it. And the play like that is actually what gives the space. But Ace0 is taking this bait so beautifully. And Bjorn has let Vexel die, but look at the avoid. Look at the trigger discipline. You're going to have to pull the trigger soon, though, Bjorn. Before that happens, and Chewy 180s and shoots him down. At the very least, Bjorn is able to get 2, but maybe a bit too disciplined on that trigger.
And Bjorn, not even Bjorn, sorry, Chewy is going to be tagged, concussed now, and Kel is going to run through. These two have been fighting it out all this entire game, but looks really well. And Chewy, this attack operator from Cypher is such a unconventional one. You might as well just play the chamber at that point.
To be honest, yeah, it's a good point. Maybe going for the same thing, because to be fair, the Pirates were taken by surprise by the op the last time Chewy pulled out on defense, so maybe they're just kind of betting that again. But Rascal being the first one to swing, you really want your operator to be swung, but no! Chewy's actually going to miss as well, and because of that, 13-6 for the Pirates, game 1. That is a very, very commanding start from the Pirates. A really solid attempt from the Puffins, but just not able to kind of pull that out.
You're in the grand finals, you can't allow those leads to go really strong. I guess some maps, when it's actually very attacker-sided, like Lotus or Haven or even Abyss. Abyss is so attacker-sided, it's unreal.
Oh, yeah.
But, unfortunately on Bind, I'd like to say it's defender-sided, and you cannot let that 10-2 half go for the side and then switch into defense. And, even if you get some rounds on the board, it's still a big no. But to be fair, that was a really good, strong first map. I would definitely say Chazza is still as strong as he was the last time we saw him. And we've, me, MadDante, and all the production have always been talking about how some of the greatest players we've even seen. I actually want to point out something that was, given to Esports Wales. We recently got put on Valolytics, and if you haven't seen that, we get lots of stats in there. We can see who the top players were, and there was a lot of good players on that. Let me tell you, MadDante.
Oh yeah, no, it was absolutely phenomenal. So normally, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been keeping up with us, we normally kind of cut for a break just to let the players, get themselves back together and everything. But it looks like they are ready straight to go. So Lendoth, what do you say? Are we just going to take this straight into game 2?
I'm more than happy, to be fair. I was actually just going to put that in, but, I'm actually more than happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to be jumping right into this game 2. So just to give you a little rundown again, just in case anyone had missed it, Puffins had picked Bind. So the fact that it has went, toward not their way, a little bit kind of scary, of course. The Pirates will now be on Lotus, and they will be attacking first. The Puffins will be defending. So we are going straight from basically one of the most kind of, I guess, bread and butter maps with Ascent not being in the map pool, and then we've just gone, straight to essentially the other side. Lotus, big map, 3 map sites, or 3 bomb sites, sorry, oh my days. And yeah, let's get into this.
And there we go, Lotus. To be fair, I mean, I couldn't pull it up in time. I was trying so hard to find out Valolytics first, but I could not pull it up in time. But yeah, it is what it is. To be fair, we did see a good first round, and it's actually really confusing, if you decide after such a 13-6, you want to go straight to map. I thought you would want that break, but it could be some frustration. Okay, why is Chewy hovering? This is yeah. Look, has he got the stream open? Now he's hovering chamber. He definitely has the stream open. At that point, if you're gonna up on Cypher, just go chamber, because I didn't actually understand that chamber recently had a change. Well, probably not even that long ago, but you know he can go so far now, especially from that tripwire, and that is so pivotal. And I've been playing chamber a lot in rank, and I could just run around with an operator and have that just trademark and just know that I'm safe rather than have to be so condensed onto such a small site. But the map pool, they're all massive maps, and you know, being able to bring chamber into this, and probably a lot of inspiration from Lugia. But yeah, this is definitely a good map to have these guys on, especially Rascal's gone ISO, trying to replicate what Chaz is playing, but Chazza is not on ISO. Okay, that is weird, because the only agent Chazza played in the entirety of the group stage was ISO, and now we have him on Breach. What do you think of that?
I see, that's really interesting as well, because like we've seen, at least correct me if I'm wrong, we've seen Chazza play Lotus before, and he did pick ISO, so it's not as if he's not comfortable with ISO on Lotus. Maybe it is just, I mean, Breach is incredible. Like, let's face it, you know, the amount of flashes and the stuns and everything. Breach does have a decent bit of utility. You combine, we see Vexel on Teho, of course, so you combine that, that is a lot to deal with if you are, you know, the defender side, of course. But, yeah, that's really interesting, to be honest. Maybe going from the side of, you know, once ISO gets that shield kind of shot off, if you do just, you know, leave or rotate away, you can just let the double tap kind of fade out, and then at that point ISO loses arguably one of the best abilities in the entire game. So maybe Chaz is understanding that and maybe decided it's not worth the risk.
No, the risk there is, you know, you're not even going to be that strong, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to have to see how this goes, and it's really weird seeing Chaz run. I have no idea. I would, you know, send him a message and why the heck are we on Breach? But, you know, it's what it is. Just let him play, let him do with it. And Kettle's on Omen. This is so strange, bro. This is... I mean, Rascal's on ISO, so maybe Rascal's going to pull something out, but this is a different comp to what we see. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do remember, this was the map where we saw the Puffins do that 210 comeback against the Pit Ponies, and it was, you know, such a good stream to watch. We were sat there going, oh, like, you know, gas everything, and Vexel, really nice util to just punish A0, being that first blood, and the smoke's now not going to be available for the side of the Puffins, but, you know, teams coming down in, and if, ladies and gentlemen, you do want to know, if you are new here, the attack side is going to be the Pirates, then the Puffins is going to be the defense. So just so you're there, and the bracket is back. Oh, sorry, the overlay is back. The kills now going for the side of the Pirates, putting them into a 1v3, and the Sexy is going to take it down and putting us into 1-0 to the Pirates.
Yeah, and clean stuff. It's a very difficult push kind of getting that C site, and that is the one thing with opting for the chamber rather than the Cypher. As you said, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can basically just run away, run around, and that trip is going to do, you know, basically all the wonders of the world. Same with the rendezvous as well. You can just teleport wherever you so wish. But it does mean that the C hold is a bit more difficult, is a bit trickier, especially if you do look at the minimap. We see Chewie is actually opting for the trademark over on the B site with Rascal as well, and basically trying to hold this site just with pure utility. He does have Destexy behind him on that Yoru, of course, but other than that, is going to try and keep control of Sand. Immediately getting stunned out. Essentially, door is going to get opened as well to try and convert this push. Yoruko's going to get sent through, but Whizzing just picking up 2 members with that Bulldog. Could have been from 1 clean round burst, depending. Ilya with a beautiful flick, but only going to be good for 1. And Whizzing now walking out of that B main. They've basically got this C site for free. The Puffins are going to really struggle. You've got A0 all the way towards that A site into Stexy. Unfortunately for him, just stuck on that B main.
You know, not going to look not even going to get an opportunity to come into the side now. And, you know, Spike goes down for the Pirates, and easier said than done. 2v4, full buy, and Chazza is going to take down A0, just punishing again. No stars, nothing could have been done for this retake, because, you know, you just got Chazza, just instantly knows where he is and just punish. But now Stexy has a lot to do, or this DXC, sorry, as I've been, you know, told to refer to it. I don't even know how to pronounce that name, to be fair, but Whizzing on top of this box. This DXC finds 1. Oh my god, it's doable, but never mind. Vexel's running, going Ferrari picking again, just like we saw last time, and that is 2-0 to the Pirates.
Yeah, you hear that. Once you hear that classic reloading, you're good to just run and gun. There's really no concern unless you are dealing with like a Neon with incredible movement, or you just get the worst spray pattern in the world. You know, you're basically guaranteed that kill. So incredibly solid stuff. The Pirates 2-0 up, you know, basically exactly how they were on Bind. So very, very solid stuff for them. And again, this is going to be their map pick. So walking away with quite a decisive win on Bind, and then so far taking, you know, the first 2 rounds on that, on your own map pick as well. Incredibly solid stuff. We see a very aggressive teleport out from Kettle to basically get past that salvo. Means that the A site does get controlled a decent bit by the Pirates. Ilya trying his best to keep that main control, but likely not going to get anything too much with it just for the moment, as probably we're going to be seeing a decent bit more patience from both teams.
The patience there is, you know, nicely done, and Kettle is just going to be there. South side of A, we have Kettle and Wizzing just walking up. The eye looking really good, and Ilya flash through, trying to find something. Kettle just sat in the smoke and instantly going to take down A0. Again, I spoke about this last week. A0, after, you know, once they go down a few rounds, and Chewy is going to get his beautiful shot with that spray, and the bullet just landed there perfectly, and he's going to bring him back into this round, but that's not even going to be enough. Ilya taken down by Wizzing, and now 3v3 for the side of the Puffins. Well, not even 3v3 for the side of anyone. The perfect last pick did go for the side of the Pirates, but I don't know. I just got to stop talking sometimes. And Chazza is going to take down Rascal, and now it's a 3v2 for the side of the Pirates, so, you know, there we go.
Clean as hell, and Kettle unfortunately bringing down Chewy. You can only get so many heads with that headhunter, and unfortunately that will be the end of the road. So now has to come down to this DXE, which I will try and get it, but you know, thank you very much for everyone for telling us how to get that pronounced. Apologies that we weren't getting it sooner. It's a beautiful first kill, but Chaz is just dancing around those shots, gets the wall bang onto Distic EXE, and managing to pick that 3rd round up. It's a massive conversion for the Pirates as well, because of course that was going to be, you know, the full buy for the Puffins. Now they are going to be struggling a little bit more. We see the Sheriffs, the light shields come up. Chewy is at least able to cheat the econ a little bit, as you've heard me mention. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure everyone's pretty sick of it. Chambers, Jets, Neons and such kind of cheat the econ a little bit. The Pirates don't really have that capacity, so Chewy at the very least is able to pull out a Sheriff and keep the econ a little bit healthier for the Puffins than otherwise possible, but still a lot to kind of work against.
To be fair now, though, Pirates is going to start running away from this, and I do have to say that these maps, most of these maps are attacker side, including Bind, but I'm speaking on my opinion because I've just been noticed by some guy in the Twitch chat has said that Bind, because of TPs, makes it an attacker sided map. So just so you know, whatever me and MadDante say is just, you know, is just a little bit of an opinion thing, but to be fair, there's no correct answer. The way you play the game is what it is. But now looking back towards the round, it is now a 5v3 for the side of the Pirates. Plant comes down and Kettle is going to take down Ilya, and, you know, again, the Puffins, they have to call the timeout here soon, surely. That's 2 maps when you've just been steamrolled and not been able to get a first buy. Ray and Chazza, again, A0 has a lot to do and so much to ask for, and the body spray from Bjorn just try and put the first nail into that coffin.
Yeah, exactly. Keep that momentum going, keep that, you know, keep everything that you have been doing. Just keep it going. There's no real issues so far. The Pirates have been very comfortable. No real concerns yet. And again, the attacker side, it is, with Lotus being, you know, 3 bomb sites, it is a decent bit more leaning towards the attackers. But if you've got that stack on B site, which we have seen the Puffins, you know, doing, they can rotate fairly quickly. It just doesn't really matter whenever the Pirates are keeping such control and such tight, you know, like, composition of the space that they have. Rascal immediately going to be shooting the drone from Tejo. There's going to be no control there, and A0 again just sitting in the smoke waiting. But if you lose this Astra, it's a very aggressive push. A0, you have to get this frag if you're going to be doing it. Unfortunately doesn't. The flash isn't going to be enough either. Rascal trying to do something really cheeky from the back corner as well, but no, both members are going to overcommit and fall. This DXE is at the very least going to shut down Bjorn, trying to bunny hop his way onto that C site and get himself out, but you've lost 3 for the price of 1. Pirates are so damn happy with that trade.
Trade comes down, and, you know, Wizzing is going to take this DXE, and again, another OG, he's just got his off on A. He's just chilling. He's having a good time. He's just, you know, see what he does. See what he does here. Let's see. He's just, you know, a little bit of a hiding. He's probably expecting them to hunt, but, you know, he's just going to chill, and he's anticipating someone to come from this heaven side, but I think Wizzing knows not to, and they should be able to assume that it's Chamber last alive. He's probably saving up, you know, put 2 and 2 together. So I'm assuming they have the idea of what is going on here. TP from Kettle now on top of the box. Oh, I really like what he did there, but Wizzing, nicely done, puts him down, and Kettle is going to run it down, and he's going to start spraying that body, trying to put him 5-0 for the Pirates. And surely, Chewy, we have to slow down slow down this momentum. We got to chill out and see what goes on.
Yeah, a little bit, to be honest. I mean, you've got Kettle and Wizzing here. Chazza hasn't actually even been able to, normally we have kind of, shouted out Chazza as the star player just because that ISO has been terrifying, but Chazza's actually able to take a little bit of a back seat. Kettle and Wizzing just seem to be doing everything right now. This Vise hasn't even really needed to use, like, the Razor Blooms or the Thorns. We haven't even seen the Arc Rose get thrown out that much. It has just very much been a lot of, gunfights being taken, and unfortunately for the Puffins, yeah, they just don't really seem that warmed up and that ready. We do see Wizzing trying to push towards this beam. There is 3 members from the Puffins ready for it. The Bucky is going to be swung, and Ace Zero at the very least is going to back his teammate up and bring down Wizzing. That is decent if you're struggling with the Econ. Chazza just panicking, I guess, and the crosshair placement is gorgeous. Ace Zero crumbles, and with the Econ struggling the way it is, Pirates have a lot that they can do to get this B push.
That was okay. I mean, he pre-aimed the crouching guy nicely and just takes him down. Very nicely done from Chazza. Just good awareness of the possibility that they push up to grab that Bucky. But Chazza now has his ult online, and the Pirates are still in a good momentum. But it looks like the Puffins forced into this round. I wonder what's going on for the side of the Puffins. They've not called a timeout. They've not done anything. They're just letting it go. And you need to slow it down. We're in a grand final. We want this. I heard that through the grapevine that we've had some promises that it's going to be a great series, but we need to keep the series going.
I mean, that's the thing, yeah. I mean, there's potentially only 7 rounds really left. I mean, the Pirates here, 20 seconds left with 3 ultimates. 2 of them are phenomenal with the Armageddon and the Rolling Thunder. The From the Shadows, usually you don't see too much kind of getting used, but it still can do something. Kettle with the crouch, the crab walk spray onto Rascal, finding him through the smoke with the headshot. Chazza with the delay as well, all the way towards that B main. Ilya just falling because of it. DisDXE trying to find something. The timing's not actually there because of it. Kettle accidentally looking away from the flash, and a beautiful 180 to find DisDXE. The body shot spray. You gotta make a statement, and the statement is absolutely being made.
To be fair though, 10-1 from Kettle and still yet to lose a round. This is looking really dangerous for the Puffins, and Chamber Operator can be bought, and it looks like that's what Chewy is going to do. We are going to bring the I don't even know what it's called. It's Chamber Operator. Okay, I'm trying to be professional caster, but I'm more of a content creator.
The Tour de Force. The Tour de Force.
Tour de Force. There we go. See, my call is just Chamber up, guys. Chamber, watch out. Tour de Force. There we go. I say it once every season, but you can take the boy away from consecration. You can't take concentration away from the boy. So you got to bear with me as I do for this casting things. But it looks like we are gonna have a deathmatch arena between Rascal and Kettle. Unfortunately, we missed it, and Rascal on the board for the first deathmatch arena, taking Kettle down. And this is looking really good. Chazza wants to reclear this base with the breach hole. In through comes now, and Bjorn. Everyone start gonna take this down. They have no smokes to work with, but this might be the first rounds the Puffins can get. They have such a huge first kill. Never mind, Rascal swings into Bjorn, takes him down, and it's still looking good if Ilya can get some kills. Nicely done to move out the way, but unfortunately, Wizzing is going to call this, and they're going to have to play the retake. It's only 1 on site now. Ace Zero in his smoke with the classic, but they still want to extend more into this. Razor extended along with the Visor, and this is looking so scary.
Ace Zero trying to jump in and out from the smoke there, does get hit by the boombot a little bit, trying to jump through these stars, but yeah, Bjorn is absolutely going to snipe that astronaut right out of the nebula as Ace Zero does fall. Spike is taken away. Vexel doing a beautiful jump peek there. DisDXE not able to get the shot. Unfortunately, the salvo coming through. DisDXE having to push through. The Tour de Force is there from Chewy, but basically every member of the Pirates is just comfy enough. Wizzing has a beautiful timing for the cross there. DisDXE is one, but Bjorn was actually going to finish it off and top us off with an ace in the grand finals. Not only is it going to be an ace, it's a very clean ace from the Rays as well. I think the only person that's had the ace other than that really is Chazza, unless someone may correct me if I'm wrong. Please do if that's the case.
I've yet to see ace like that. I think Chazza has had an ace. Is this series or in general?
In general, I believe, good sir.
I think we've seen an ace here and there, but to be fair, in this grand final, the first ace we've seen is from Bjorn, and Bjorn's been such a good, very good main duelist. He's taking that space and setting up Chazza to get these kills, but, on a map where he's the only duelist, it's really nice to see him just rise up and do what he needs.
Yeah, and speaking of, there we go, we cut to Bjorn, he's already on that side, double satcheled in. Chewy is trying his best to just jump around and hide in the smoke with the Judge. Vex is just running right past him, Kettle TPing, meanwhile Whizzing so prepared for that flank from Rascal. This DXE gets a beautiful shot, but Chewy only getting one with the Judge, unfortunately. It only has 5 bullets, you do have to make them count a bit more than you used to. Ilya, at the very least, is able to bring something towards it, and now it's 2 versus 2. Ace0 and Ilya with the spike in tow. Whizzing and Chazza are going to have to try and take this fight. It's a beautiful shot from Whizzing. Ilya just needed to get that crosshair slightly aimed up. Chazza grabs the spike, and now the plant coming down. The Cosmic Divide is online. There is 2 stars left for Ace0 as well, but that stun, that timing, Whizzing actually not ready for the crouch at all, but Chazza able to finish off what he started. And 8-0 for the Pirates. The Puffins need something.
I guess you could say the bullets were whizzing by his head. That's what I'm saying. I had to get one of them in there. I saw his name, like, whizzing. Come on, we gotta get one of those. But it's gone now. You can, you know, put the L's and whatnot. But hey, 8-0, Puffins 0. This is doable, okay? In the grand finals, another 2-10 comeback would be superb. I'm very confident in this because I know this is one of their maps, and it seems that they really good at breaking momentum and just restarting their own. So from now on, you know, I've just always considered every single time it's such like a devastating scoreline for like the opposite team of the Puffins, it's always a doable comeback. And I'm saying this as the Pirates are, and look at that, the Rascal coming in, and 2 Pirates remain. One more Rascal trying to do his best Chazza cosplay with his ISO, maybe even an ISO diff, but Rascal running it down now, trying to see what space there is. And Chazza, speaking Chazza, he's the last one alive. 1v4 is going to try and take it down. Unfortunately, we've tried to be greedy and do some knife play, but unfortunately it's not going to be allowed to happen, and they're all just running him down and dysdexy. And there we go. I've cast a curse. I didn't even know it's a curse. It's like
blessing.
a praise,
That's a caster
really.
bless,
Yeah,
I believe,
blessing.
actually more.
Yeah, look at that.
That is indeed, yeah, caster bless from Lendoth here as the Puffins are finally able to get around on the board. If they do manage to walk away with this 8-4, that's not honestly too bad. You do have quite an aggressive setup here again. Well, actually, basically the Puffins going for what the Pirates had run on that bind with the Yoru ISO. So maybe a little bit more room to work with than may initially meet the eye, but the Pirates are going to want to shut this down probably as quick as possible. We do see what looks to be a very aggressive, yet 4-man, 5-man stack towards this B main. The Armageddon's actually going to come down from Ilya towards C and get literally no one. Meanwhile, every member of the Pirates is basically on that B site already. Cosmic Divide pops through, actually manages to get the drone basically perfectly, gives this DXA enough time to try and get onto that upper. Bjorn, though, trying to keep this link from Rascal, and so far being very successful with it. Rascal, no, shutting that down. 1 each, and the Armageddon now falls for the side of the Pirates, trying to get as many of the Puffins out, but Rascal has finally came online to do what he can. Will eventually get shut down. Vexel swings off the flash as well. Whizzing follows him up, and all of a sudden, what could have been a beautiful comeback, it's just Chewy with a Judge.
When this guy not have a Judge, he's so good with the shotguns. This guy just doesn't play Vandal and Phantom. He's always got like the heavy weaponry. It's so fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, but it is fun to watch for us if you're the Puffins, though. Unfortunately, that positioning's just not really worked out for him. We do see, I mean, the Pirates have basically been able to walk onto most sites that they choose and just take that space essentially for free. That is what happens whenever you sacrifice, you know, even like a Vise, you know, for the chamber. The trademark is good, but if you're not taking those fights, Chewy really hasn't even had the ability to take the fights against the Pirates very often because, yeah, just the util hasn't been there. It honestly looks a bit more like Arena that's struggling to get any frags than a chamber. And speaking of getting frags, Bjorn's already coming through, but will get taken down by Ace0. Finds another one into Vexel through the smoke as well. That's what you want to see. Kettle still trying his best to take that space. Ilya just finding Chazza through the smoke, and DXE shutting down Whizzing, and all of a sudden, Kettle just kind of trapped in this upper on his own. No spike, no concerns, but the Puffins, doesn't look like they've got any info. There is going to be a swing from Rascal. Kettle shuts that down. Chewy now trying to just grab himself a gun, but Kettle has 1 minute and 8 seconds to kind of do whatever he wants. He can't grab the spike, of course, unless he wants to commit this ultimate, which looks like something he might try and do.
Cover going out.
I mean, someone's clearly put the kettle on, and that kettle's brewing. You know, he's about to make a cup of tea or something.
That
man boiling kettle. That's the one I'm looking. That's the one I'm looking for. Thank you. Someone's let the kettle boil, and let's see what he does. 1v3 takes one down. It's going to be a really good 1v4, especially against your former team. Plant comes down. They have servers. He's just going to shift up. Iliad's going to shift up. Is Kettle going to turn around in time? No, he's not. Shift up is really good, and Kettle pushed and taken down. But, you know, if the Sabers would even work there, because that would have put more pressure on him. But, okay, well, I don't know what this is. This looks like they're just giving each other fist bumps. Nicely done. Nice, good fist bump there from Yoru. And that is 2 now for the Puffins. And this is the game, you know, bind. They only got 2 rounds. Lotus, if they get this, they'll only get 2 rounds. Combine it. No bind reference. I was trying my best. Yeah, I was trying to, but I said combined instead of combined.
Yeah, unfortunately, no combines just yet. But at the very least, as you said, Lendoth, that is a great point. You know, the Puffins now, if they can get this 3rd round, they do have a bit more aggressive site. Lotus is 3 bomb sites, so you know, that bit more aggressive siding will absolutely lean towards the Puffins if they can do it. The Pirates, maybe actually just that composition is leaning towards once defense is possible. Rascal, very aggressive push. The Showstopper comes through. Going to be able to tank that Showstopper, no concerns, but runs out of bullets. And there's just DXE actually kind of backing out there. Bjorn living for a lot longer than maybe expected, but because of that now, the Pirates are going to have to leave, and the Puffins have all of this control towards C. Pirates are deciding towards this B main push here, but Chewy just sitting there playing off the trademark does get splashed, and it's beautiful. Ilya at the very least able to trade out 1. This trademark goes off, and the Astra Stars. This DXE just trying to use this dimensional drift, give all the information he possibly can. Whizzing doing another tap. Sitting in A, and though is A0. Rascal is going to fall, and so is A0. It's just this DXE now. 2 versus 1.
This, ladies and gentlemen, this was a 3v5 for the side of the Pirates, and the Puffins did really good to take that C main control, but it's just not going to be enough. The power of Whizzing and Chazza is just... they've just taken everyone down, and obviously, you know, shout out Dexel for planting the spike there too, but that was just so well done. Wow, they're cursed. They must be another 2-10 half. Especially on Lotus, though, it is doable.
I mean, it is. They've done it. They have literally done it before. If there is one team with a comeback potential on them, like nothing else, it is the Puffins. But the Pirates do just seem to be so on form right now. This ship is sailing through the 7 seas with as much rum, as much booty as you could possibly imagine. And the Pirates want to dock this, you know, 3 more rounds and they take the championship home. They become your WEL champions for this season. So Puffins have to try and do something. This pistol round is going to be so pivotal, and hopefully they're able to do it.
In a fight, the most important hit is the last hit. You know, it doesn't matter if you get any good rounds. And I kind of, you know, I thought it was a really good saying. So bringing it into Valorant, I guess in Valorant, the most important round is the last round. So, you know, try and get as many rounds as we can. If we could win this pistol, it's really good, but wouldn't be very good to, you know, start losing that here. And Bjorn again, just getting 2 kills with a grenade. Just gets another grenade and just yeets it as well. But this .exe is just taken Whizzing down, and the command has, you know, been activated. It's running, and here comes this XEC trying to take this heaven space, but it seems that they're going to be more than aware. Chazza, beautifully done, just swings wide and knows the game and takes A0 down, and loads of 1v1s being taken by the Puffins, and this is not going to be, you know, strong. This XEC put in some praise for Chazza in that chat, but 3 for Chazza, and he's just done it on his shoulder.
I mean, yeah. At that point now, Chaz has basically just picked him up, and he's just trying his best to carry away through it. He wants to get this end, and he wants to make sure that the Puffins are understanding their position as 2nd place. I mean, to be fair, we do mention that it is still Whizzing and Kettle on top. You know, that 15-7, 14-7, but if you do look, Chaz has got 2 deaths, and Puffins have 2 rounds.
Chaz has only been... Wow, that is insane from Chaz, to be fair. And they are just going to force into this, you know. But it looks like the Puffins are just going to, you know, save and buy for last and try and, you know, no mistakes on the board. Like I just said, you know, the most important round of the game is the last round, and this isn't the last round quite yet, so they're willing to, you know, sacrifice and give it to them. Teleporting out and Whizzing A0, and that might be the nail that heads in towards this coffin. A0 taking it, as well as Chewy as well, taking us down into a 1v3. Kettle is going to whip, manages to take the shield down, but Rascal just gets a new one as soon as he takes care of Kettle. 2v1 with the Sheriff, and beautifully done by Rascal. Whizzing also been taken down now, but Chazza, he's died every single time they've lost the round, but he's still alive, and they're not yet to lose this round, so we'll have to see how this final fight goes.
Plant's gonna come down. There is the stun online from Chazza. Rascal doesn't have the shield, and if you look, his other gun is a judge, so it's very much gonna come down to the kind of the range diff and how this engagement is gonna be taken. So far, the timing looks to be favoring Chazza a little bit. He's got that spike all the way towards there, that back corner. As soon as that's tapped, Of course, Rascal is going to get the information. He is going to know. Chazza clearing out tree, beautifully done. Assumes that Rascal's already down and drop. Isn't actually there just yet. The tap comes through. Chazz is very paranoid. Chazza has no clue. And Rascal finds him because of it. A beautiful 4K. 2 A's in his name, 4 kills on that board.
Yeah, I mean, that is insanely done by Rascal. Just manages to take him. You know, he's the only team right now. He's like the anchor of this team. You know, if he can just kind of close this out and bring his team into this, and you know, you always have that one confident person. You have the vibes merchant, as you know, Sentinels like to refer it as, or you just have the person that everyone, you know, has confidence and lifts up that mood. I feel like Rascal is gonna have to be that person. He's gonna have to, you know, lead the way in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, thankfully he can jump into a different universe to do it, or a different dimension at the very least, I should say. But it's going to depend. Rascal already very ready for that stun to come through in that flash. Chaz has a beautiful shot onto Dis DXE. Just trying to find anything. Chaz is just dancing around. Finds another one on Ilya. Doesn't matter that he's weak, because those shots are finding their marks. Eventually goes down, but Wizzing's able to pick up Chewy as well. And already Ace0, this trap is shutting down close and tight onto the Puffins as Kettle picks up Ace0. We do see in the chat their final boss being said. I forget who that was. We'll maybe see that again. But yeah, absolutely, the boss fight is coming through and the Pirates are winning.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, though, you got to look at it from some aspects. For Kettle to do this against his former team, who managed to get to the finals, and he's just, you know, he's just gone, yeah, you know, two brutalizing fashions. And if Chewy dies this round, he's going to end the grand finals in a pie, and that's going to be quite a shame. But, you know, we're going to have to see something big now. No, this is the most important round of the game. This is the last hit of the fight. It looks like Rascal is going to try and find someone for an ult, and I don't know if he managed to find someone. It doesn't look like he did. And the shield is going to come down. 85 HP on Rascal. In the smoke is Bjorn waiting to punish. And these are the nails. The final 3 nails for this coffin to close this out and make Pirates your well 7 champions. 3 more left. But Chewy is not going to end on that pie and is going to find Bjorn. Very nicely done and a good shot. 4v3 to bring him back into this round. But we have a flank and they know where the bomb is. This is the biggest fumble. Chewy, the captain, 1v3, no HP. TPing away, but oh, not the knife. And Whizzing knives Chewy to end this in that fashion. 3-13. 13 and 6, and your new champions of well is going to be the Pirates. And it's been a while since we saw the Pirates become champions, and you know, for some storylines, Chazza and, you know, Kettle beating his former team and just becoming the champions is insane.
Yeah, nothing short of kind of madness there, to be honest. I mean, maybe a little bit of apologies. That had been hyped up as, you know, just going to be a set that was going to be to the absolute wire, but yeah, the Pirates are just a different beast today. It seems that, you know, the Puffins collectively getting 8 rounds, I believe, 6 on that and 2 on bind, or sorry, 4 on that and 2 on, sorry, 3 on that and 2 on bind. So yeah, 5 or 6 rounds in total. Bit of a rough showing from them. We do see it there. Pirates 2-0, very convincing, very dominant, and yeah, congratulations to them on being the WEL7 champions. Commiserations, of course, to the Puffins, but you know what you got to practice now if you want to try and come back for WEL8.
Yeah, to be fair, and you know, I keep seeing this, and Whizzing just came in and had an amazing game. Looking at leaderboards, Whizzing led that with an average 272 combat score, went 18 and 9, and Kettle was close up with 17 and 8, and the highest kills from the Pirates on that map was 12 and 14 from Rascal. But wow, that was an extraordinary game. That was really good to watch, and that series, you know, do it in that fashion, and the new world champions will be the Pirates. You know, I had to put the WWE reference in there because I can see him doing in that Twitch chat, and the new champions will be the Pirates, and it was such a good match. And I have, you know, commiserations, like you said. That was really sad to see, to do it in that fashion, and I wonder how they're going to do it now with, you know, see what they do into the next season. They're going to do roster swaps, so they're going to see how strong we can do. But yeah, I'm also feeling over the moon for some of the other players, because, you know, everything, you know, it's sad for, there's 2 sides. There's always 2 sides to the story. But, you know, without further ado, who do you think was your, we'll have 2 MVPs, actually. We'll have the finals MVP and we'll have the tournament MVP. So I'll start off with the finals MVP. I'll have to say probably Whizzing.
I was kind of gonna agree with you on that. Whizzing just seems to be, as well as for a Vice player especially, you know, to top frag, that's not easy to do. The Arc Rose is very difficult, the Razor Vines and stuff like. We didn't see the ultimate too much either from Whizzing. Usually if your Vise is going to be kind of popping off, it's because they have their primary weapon available and the enemy team don't. That's usually, but yeah, Whizzing just absolutely insane. I would have to agree with you on that for at least finals. But for overall tournament, Lendoth, what have you got?
I think overall tournament, it'd either have to be fair, it'd either have to be Chazza, or I would even give it to, I'd even put some player like Alfie Lad in there. I've seen, you know, screenshots of all the games, and Alfie, he dropped 40 kills. He dropped an average of like 30-ish kills in the BO3 he had with the Red Kites, but they still ended up losing. Had like 30 kills on each map, and you know, even beating the only person to beat Chazza in an ISO 1v1. So I would say, you know, he's up there, but I think Chazza probably would be my tournament MVP. That guy has just been really good with his ISO, really good aim, but you know, had to put some honorable mentions in there too.
No, exactly, and that's completely fair as well. I mean, I will say, in terms of what we have seen, in terms of kind of like, I'm trying to think if there's like a fun kind of like moment. Alfie Lad, of course, winning that deathmatch arena was one of the hypest moments probably of WEL overall. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, Chazza has been terrifying. Like genuinely, I think a lot of people
have
been.
Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people have been shouting out Chazza and things. So, and we see why. You know, like that breach was absolutely mental. Yeah, I think it's got to be Chazza, and yeah, a big shout out to Alfie though, because we love Alfie.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but with that, ladies and gentlemen, the teams just seem to be so ready and so comfortable. Usually, you know, we would be here a little bit longer, but that's, if anything, just a hell of a speed run for a grand final.
I'm gonna have to look on speedruns.com and see if we get eligible to see if we get some world records.
WEL, any percent has been achieved there, because that was pretty damn close. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It has been an absolute blast. This has been the WEL 7. Congratulations again to the Pirates, and commiserations to the Puffins. Lendoth, any last kind of things to send us off?
And the new WBL champions, it is the Pirates. But yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon for WEL 8, and have a good night.